Improved Housecarls and Hirelings mod for Skyrim Special Edition by Dr. Nukenstein. Mod demonstration video Onmund.
We shouldn't have been disturbing Sarthal, no matter what you found down there.
Onmund is the third of the 3 college mages that you can get upon retrieving the stolen books from Felglow Keep. You don't have to turn them in, you can just come back with them. And that opens up his, Jizargo's, and Brelina Marion's personal Can You Help Me quests. And then complete those, and then they become followers. So I'm level 11. He's level 11. I'm almost level 12. Like the next thing I do, I'm level 12. His one-handed and heavy armor are surprisingly good for a mage, and his destruction is good. Now, if you saw Jizargo's video, you know why that is. I explained it in there, but we will go over it again. Originally, Onmund was, well, it's level matched to the player, and he had a max level of 30. His original class was Combat Sorcerer, which gave leveling and by these amounts to one-handed, heavy armor, destruction, illusion, restoration. Now I made him, as I did with Jizargo, a combat spell sword class, which has higher bonuses and higher leveling to one-handed, heavy armor, destruction, and restoration instead of illusion. So that makes him battle mage type heavy armor mage. Didn't really change his one-handed and heavy armor that much, just 1 or 3 points. So, I mean, and that's a fair amount actually. It's enough. Also, his original combat style was human magic. I changed him to spell sword, just like I did Jizargo. Human magic. Did prefer magic over melee a little bit. He would use his melee, but the spell sword combat style is mostly melee and magic together. Spell in one hand, weapon in the other. Will use a staff if he gets one, but great preference for both spell and weapon. So his inventory was originally College Novice Alteration outfit. I gave him the College Apprentice Destruction outfit. I also gave him, he came with no weapon, I gave him a leveled sword and a torch, because you got to have somebody to hold a flashlight in a dungeon. Spells, originally he came with Chain Lightning, Fast Healing, Invisibility, Lightning Bolt, and Lesser Ward. That was it. Now, as I said in the intro, I did not allow followers to cast Chain Lightning or any other area of effect destruction spells. And I also took away their wards, because they were trying to block melee attacks with wards with one hand while spamming their mage armor spell or heal spell with the other one and not attacking. Never really noticed that, but he was already set up like I've got him, like I've gone back through setting other mages up. He doesn't have like sparks. He just starts with Lightning Bolt, which is Destruction 25, and then goes up to Chain Lightning, which is Destruction 50. And that's how I've been setting up the mages here just recently. You've got some that only go Apprentice to Adept, and you've got some that go Adept to Expert. Only a couple go all the way from Apprentice to Adept to Expert. But he did come with Augmented Shock and Regeneration. I changed him actually to a Frost Mage because Relina Marion was already doing Flames. I made J'zargo the Shock Mage. And because magic is the manipulation of the natural forces around you. Dark Elves are predisposed to fire magic. Their racial ability, their racial power, Ancestor's Wrath, it's a flame cloak, so they're predisposed to fire magic. Nords, being 50% resistant to frost, they are predisposed to ice magic. J'zargo, being covered in fur, I mean, you know, static electricity, hello. So, especially in dry, cold climates, yeah. Cats hate that when you touch them in a dry, cold environment and that spark. Oh man, it drives them with a freaking wall. I don't blame them. They're covered in fur. I mean, that hurts like hell. But anyway, so that's why he is an Ice Mage. But he can do Ice Spike, which is the Destruction level 25 spell, and once he gets to Destruction level 50, he will be able to cast Ice Shard, which is a 40 points of damage version of Ice Spike, just with no area of effect like the Freezing Whirlwind that would normally occupy that space. So anyway, I replaced his Augmented Shock with Augmented Frost. Gave him Armsman perks, or one-handed perks for his melee, destruction perks, and all like that. So, and let's see.
If it will help you, then certainly.
So he has an Orcish sword and his college outfit. Whoops. I will give him one of these rings that I picked up in Saarthal and the Saarthal amulet, because you are guaranteed to get those unless you just walk past them and don't even pick them up. Now, he can wear heavy armor. So I'm going to give him this Ancient Nord armor, his Dwarven boots, these iron gauntlets that I picked up.
Let's get going then.
In South Fringe Sanctum, which was the destination for Inther's staff retrieval, so you could get Onmund's amulet, or Ammon's amulet. Now, not detecting the threat is common. I mean, you know, it snuck up on him. Now, unlike J'zargo, who ran straight in with weapon in one hand and spell in the other, Onmund will vary. Sometimes he will do magic and melee. Other times he will rely on just his magic. But it's not he isn't completely neglecting his melee skill, which is good. It's just, I don't know how it picks which one he will use. There he goes. So he will use both, but he will have times where he focuses on one or the other. It's not constant. There he was doing both. Technically, he could be up here right now. Using both melee and magic on this thing. But he gets the job done anyway. If I were playing that style, I would be up on it with both melee and magic going at the same time. Unless I felt the magic was doing enough damage.
I've got your back. All right, what is it? What do you need? Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
Melee and a magic going against each other. Armored, no less. So. I mean, that is what I wanted him to do. Combination of magic and melee. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm right behind you.
Nah.
You lead, I'll follow.
I was gonna give him the helmet. I'll leave him with the hood. you go. That is how you do it.
We shouldn't have been All right, what is it? What do you need? Okay, got it.
Now, again, like J'zargo and Relina, he is not a combat veteran. Okay? He's not a mercenary. He's a young guy that left his family to go study magic. So this is really not going to be, you know, something he can do entirely by himself. You know, the player, he could help the player do this sort of thing. A multi-follower mod with both, you know, J'zargo and Hirelings would be good. But you spam that heal spell and walking slow from the frost. But I mean, at least you can see that he, you know, he would be some help to the player. Yeah, there you go. And I'm sure that Ice Spike is doing 0 damage to this Astronaut. This Frost Astronaut. But he'll give it a shot. And he's still going to bleed out. I mean, that's just his ass right now. 3 Draugr, and she's going to drop another Frost Astronaut. And one of them is a Berserker melee. The armor is keeping him in the fight, but I mean, he's just not built for it. There you go. Bleed out round 1. Oh, he regenerated. There you go. Get back in there. Get fighting.
That it?
Blocking with his weapon. I mean, dude's got the skills, man.
No. You fall down and freeze again.
Now he's running. Yep, there you go. Boom. Good job. Good job. Man, less than 20 minutes. Wow, dude. I mean, and that was everybody. That's all of them. So, Very good, very good. That is how I wanted him to behave, using his melee and his magic, offensive magic at the same time. Use that weapon to block, you know. And, I mean, yeah, he did throw some heals rather than attack, but, you know, that's to be expected. At least, I mean, like I said, if he'd have had a ward, he'd have been throwing a ward up till he went into bleed out. Our mage armor, he would have been, which he doesn't come with any kind of mage armor originally. You know, he would have been spamming that if he'd have had it. So, you know, good to see him pull through. He only went into bleed out once, and I count it as, you know, if they go into bleed out, they step out of combat and their health regenerates, and then they get wore down all the way again, and get bleed out again. That's round 2. You know, they always will, you know, go into bleed out, and then they've got a sliver of life, and they'll get up and take another swing and get knocked down again until they duck out and regenerate. That's all the same round. You know, so no matter how many times they jump up with that one sliver of health and get knocked back down again, that's still one round. So he only went into bleed out once, and wiped him out. So, good job.